Hi guys. So anybody who knows me knows that I am a traveler. I love to travel, and in some ways you can call me a nomad. And I've been doing it my whole life. So I never miss on an opportunity to explore someplace new or even go back to a place that really resonated with me. And this is in reference to the most recent trip I took to Las Vegas with my sister. And this was a trip we planned from our very first visit to Sin City back in June of 2017 when me and her got to see our childhood boy band, the Backstreet Boys. And what an experience that was, but that's a story for another time. So, coming back to my current vacay, me and my sister flew out to Vegas Valentine's Day week to once again see the Backstreet Boys. It was different this time because it was just myself and my sister Brianna, unlike last time when it was us and her baby and my mother. And the most important piece of this story is that a month prior to this trip, we had laid out a plan in which we were initially going to leave the 16th from Las Vegas and fly to LA, where I was going to show her around to the places that I had went the previous year. So fast forwarding on the afternoon of February 13th, we are dropped off at our hotel, the Flamingo, which I recommend to anybody who has to stay on the Strip. And after our stay at the Flamingo, we were originally supposed to head to LA. The only problem was our reservations were not made. And when it comes to making travel plans and arrangements, I'm normally the person involved in these plans. But when you have two sisters with conflicting thoughts on what a vacation should be around, making plans is not the most pleasant experience or outcome. But one thing that we both agreed to do was experience both sides of Las Vegas. The day we were supposed to leave the Flamingo property, we both agreed to head over to what the locals call Glitter Gulch or Fremont Street. We both decided to cancel our arrangements to fly to LA and extending our stay at the Flamingo one extra day. So we both took turns calling the airline and trying to get our flights canceled. Coming up with a story, I believe that I was hospitalized and we had to make an emergency trip back home, which was supposed to be comped for our travel and arranged with a callback from Brianna on the specific day and time that we were looking to fly back. Now, the only problem was that we had to come up with lodging, which turned into a 2.5 hour session in the casino's bathroom on the morning of our checkout, scrolling through our phones and making calls, trying to get a reservation someplace off the Strip during peak season on Valentine's Day weekend. And so our bags and toiletries are sprawled all over the bathroom floor for everyone to see. And the worst part is that our finances weren't being managed very well. So running out of money and lodging options, we finally found a place off of Fremont and the oldest part of the Strip at the Queen's Casino. Very, very lovely place. Finally being able to breathe and clean ourselves up, we drop our luggage off at the concierge desk bag check, and we were planning on coming back for it once our rooms became available. And we just took the day and strolled through the city. So fast forward to later that evening, we check in and we get ready for our night on the fabulous and infamous Fremont Street experience. Next day, I reminded my sister that we still have to book our rescheduled flights back home in 3 days. So she's calling the airline where we purchased our tickets originally booked for LA in order to try to set a departure date. And this is where it gets scary because the attendant who gave myself and Brianna the information when we were trying to reschedule our flights back at the Flamingo stay could not be reached, nor could any records be pulled up of our conversation. And this led to panic because now we're being told that we have to pay a cancellation fee, and even though the flight was supposed to be changed and not canceled, a very big mistake on their end. And now we'd have to pay another flight fee back home. So we're panicked now because our funds are low and there is no way we can afford their asking price for our flight back home. I'm sitting on the bed, biting my nails with this sick knotted pit in the feeling of my stomach, thinking that I should have never booked the flight to LA. And I just shouldn't have tried to cram so much in that short time span of our vacation. And after so many call transfers and getting hung up on, only fueled the situation for me and my sister. It took us 2 hours to come to a resolution. And this is after they had transferred us to a human resources and management department in another state. Well, we didn't get rebooked or comped for the situation, but we did get a small amount of our money back from the cancellation flight. But it wasn't over yet because Brianna didn't have enough money on her debit card to cover us both, and the money I had in cash on me was towards the deposit to the hotel room, which left me with my reloadable card, which I consider now to be a godsend. I love that card. I know it will work for major purchases, so it is my lifeline right now till money gets refunded back onto my debit card within the next day. So now we're left with finding a cheap flight we can both afford with less than $500 between us, at least until I get the $100 cash back from our checkout. And my mom still had to deposit money that she owed my sister in the previous week, which cut us short an extra $400, which we really could have used then. So now we're stuck with the issue of how to pay for it over the phone with not enough money on the card. So I take my reloadable card and walk to the nearest Walgreens to deposit money for our tickets. And luckily, my card allows money deposits available within 20 minutes of reloading it, regardless of the amount. We call back the airline and try to find tickets for us at the cheapest price. And we're not even caring if it's a red-eye or a 5 a.m. flight. We just want to get home and still enjoy what's left of our trip. So she's on the line with the representative trying to get us tickets, and I'm putting back on my street clothes and I'm trying to get ready to head out to Walgreens, which is only a 6-minute walk. On my way there, I meet a giant 7-foot tall guy in a devil costume suit, and I'm trying to make my way around him. I make eye contact. He leans down and grabs my hand gently. It's almost as if to say, "You're going to be okay." So I make it back from the store to our hotel room. All the while, she has the guy on hold, trying to hold our spot for reservations, just so we have enough money to put a deposit down on the original ticket so it doesn't become available to anybody else. And this led to me going back to Walgreens 3 separate times, putting money back on the card, waiting for it to become available for us so we can complete our purchase. And after that horrific experience was over, she just kept repeating to me, "I need a strong drink. When this is over, I am getting a drink." And from then on, time just became blurred to me at that point. All I know is between the both of us, we managed to buy the tickets and have some money left between the both of us to still do what we wanted to do. And my mother had sent her the cash she owed her the next day, so we could pick it up at the nearest Walmart, which was about 20-minute drive. All in the same time span, I got to do so much. I met Zach Bagans. I went on an interactive Walking Dead attraction, and pretty much we Uber hopped to every casino that had free things to do. Believe me, there are quite a bit. And I was just so damn grateful to be able to go back home. And I know to some that this story may seem unreal and outlandish. It's maybe something you see in a movie, but trust me, this really happened, and the repercussions of that night led to one of the best vacations I have ever had. And now I have my own "what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas" story.